Hello, fellow gamers. Cryptic Panther back with some more Beyond the Games. And joining me is my good buddy Cody, aka Fatty, aka Channel 7 TV on Twitch.
Yeah. I don't even know what name I go by anymore.
He's the nameless one.
Yeah.
We're going to call him the nameless.
Yeah. I go by Needs Money on Twitter, and that's kind of accurate.
Needs money. We all need the money. We
Yeah.
all need money. Yes. So I'm gonna put my PayPal link in the description.
Yeah, I'm if you want to share my Venmo, if you could go ahead. And oh, by the way, I have an OnlyFans. It's $5.99 a month, and it's just a high-res zoomed in picture of my butthole. If you guys want to go ahead and subscribe to that.
Yes, I have not viewed it, but the reviews I've read on Yelp are amazing.
Yeah, it's stellar.
Yes.
I've gotten one review from a guy named Kareem, and it simply says, "Send Bob's and Vagine."
There you go. There you go. What else do you need to know?
I don't know.
You need to know. Oh,
do you think this is enough to thwart the YouTube ads?
It might be. Don't really care. As long as it doesn't break any of their community guidelines, I kind of like to keep my channel, but you know.
We're riding a thin gray line right now. I think it's all right.
I don't really care. What the hell? Bring it on, YouTube. I ain't scared. So, we decided to get together and have a little chat about the Game Awards. Yes, they haven't happened yet. We're going to talk about them anyway. So, what did you think of the orchestra play this year?
Yes, well, I think not introducing the guy from Doom again this year, that was a big mistake. His 7-string guitar playing is what brings it home, and them not having him is just unacceptable.
So, in all seriousness now, we're going to talk about nominations.
Yeah.
So, they were just recently, Wednesday. What day of the week was that? Well, it's Wednesday's the day of the week. What's the date? Wednesday the 18th. Good old Jeff Keighley, he came out in a big YouTube video, announced all of the nominees for the Game Awards. Now, we're gonna start. If you go to the GameAwards.com/nominees website, which I'll link in the description, if I remember. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a reason these are at the bottom because it's the esports, and we're just gonna scroll up. We're gonna keep scrolling up. And eventually, you'll get past all that esports stuff, and you'll get to best debut game. That's where we're going.
Well, you don't want to talk about the best esports event?
I don't watch esports, so out of all the esports stuff, I've heard of a couple of the games. I shouldn't say I've heard of all the games. I shouldn't say I've a couple of. I've never heard any of these teams. Then we get into the esports hosts. I've heard of Golden Boy, but is he still relevant? Really? The rest of them I've never heard of, so we'll keep scrolling up, and then we get into best esports game. Well, I don't Modern Warfare I've played. Global Strike or Counter-Strike Global Offensive I've hardly ever played. Fortnite, I'd rather eat raw fish.
I believe that's a task in that game now.
Oh, probably. League of Legends, no thanks. I tried it, and I hated it.
Oh, right. We did play that. Holy shit. I forgot about that.
We did. Whenever we done the previous podcast, and they used to play the game and then talk about it. Yeah, that was a violent train wreck. So, yeah, and Valorant never played it. Don't care to play it. So we're going to skip that category. Best esports events. Since I don't watch them, I have no idea. So I'm not going to vote on any of those. I mean, I'm not...
You didn't watch the IEM Katowice 2020 for CSGO?
No. I missed it.
Global event.
Missed it.
Damn, dude.
You know, I missed it. I tried. And then we get the esports coach. Like, I don't know any of these people. The guy named Krusty. I mean, I just got like his gamer name, or I guess his coach name is Krusty. Like, and then we got Rambo. So we got Rambo versus Krusty. And I don't know. I mean, who do you vote for there?
Well, Rambo's looking a little scrawny lately. I remember him being a lot more buff and covered in blood back in the 90s and 80s. But yeah. Why is this guy's name Krusty? What's so crusty about him? I don't want to know.
Is his attitude crusty? Is he just not like clean his clothes, crusty? Like
Yeah, like he's
does
not
he
a fan of changing his underwear or
like
something.
where's the crusty come in? I mean, if it's his attitude, this
I don't
Rambo
know.
guy, he doesn't look that fierce. Maybe Krusty's better than Rambo. I don't know anymore.
I
So
don't
I
know.
think I
But we
think the
should probably
best
move on from the esports because now we stay on like a bunch of like crotchety old men just banging.
we're the two Muppets up in the fucking balcony.
I don't understand this. I don't like it. I think it's all hooey. We don't need to pay attention to this. These goddamn kids and their goddamn esports.
And their pew pew games. Hell
Why don't you go back and play your goddamn CS:GO, you stupid little child? I got real games to play.
Yeah, the Animal Crossing.
Come to my island, bitch. 1v1 me.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Jesus Christ. This podcast is straight off the rails. So we're gonna bring it back here now. So there's gonna be some categories with some games that we haven't played. I mean, this isn't a discussion of every nominee and every category. But if we come across a category and we think, hey, there's this game that we play that should belong in this category, we'll bring it up. So we get the best debut game. Now, I have not played any of the titles in the debut.
Neither have I.
I've seen stuff on, like, I've watched some, like, the pre-release information on that Carrion game. It just looks like Insanity wrapped in Insanity with a second helping of Insanity. Like, your play is just, like, ribboned blood demon of some abomination, and you go around killing people.
Oh.
Like, you actually, like, you're the monster killing the soldiers type of deal. I've seen some stuff. It's pretty crazy looking. I never played it. Mortal Shell, I never heard of it. Raji and Ancient Epic, never heard of it. Roki, never heard of it. Phasmophobia, though, pretty popular on Twitch.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of videos on Phasmophobia.
Never played it.
It looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it for the first times I watched it being played, Bearded Guys Gaming, they were playing it. So I was jumped over their stream one day and I was like, oh, what's this game? Let's check it out. So I was watching it and I'm like, the first thing I noticed, the items are I guess we call it the game is built off of like House Flipper. It has a lot of the House Flipper set pieces in it.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah.
It's built off fucking House Flipper?
I don't know if it's built off like the engine, but a lot of the like in-game, like when you go in the garage, the car in the garage and the shelving units and all that stuff, that's House Flipper stuff. It's like, what do you call it? It's like set pieces.
Oh my god, how did I not notice this before? What the fuck?
Really?
Now I just want to play it more.
So I noticed that like right off the bat. I'm like, hey, this got fucking House Flipper fucking shit in it. This is crazy. Like, okay. But watching them try to like figure out like how to talk to the ghost and like actually play the game and like getting to watch some of it playing like with it actually looks kind of cool and kind of fun. It definitely, if you're with the right group of people, would be a hell of a lot of fun to play. Seeing people run and scream out of the room when the ghost tries to attack them and shit, and people hide in the closet and shit. It looks like a lot of fun. So like. Oh, yeah. A little biased because I don't know the other games, and I'm not giving them a fair shake, but my vote would be for Phasmophobia. I mean, the game kind of came out of nowhere. I think it has like one or two guys that develop it, I think. Someone can correct me in the comments around, but I think it's a really tiny game developer. It's either one or two guys. So for this game to get this kind of big push from Twitch streamers is great for them. So, I mean, to me, that's kind of, I guess, going to get my vote for a best debut game would definitely be Phasmophobia. So
yeah, I would have to agree, just because it's the only game out of these ones that I've scene, and it just looks like a lot of fun, to
Yeah,
tell you the truth. So
it's one of those games that you don't have to be, like into Twitch shooters. You don't have to be, into like figuring out how to build this, and that, like in Minecraft and that type of stuff. So it's I don't want to say it's dumbed down. That's not the right term for it, but it's got like you still got learnable game mechanics, but it's not something overly complicated. It looks like you jump in and pick it up pretty quick. So that's another reason why it gets my vote. It looks like just like a fun game to play. So, this next category is one we've discussed on a previous podcast. Not this year, but in previous years. Content Creator of the Year. Now, it says for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2020. Now, I'm looking across the board of the nominees. We have Alana Pierce, we have Jan Lopez, we have Nick Merckx. That's how you say his name.
yeah, I'd say Nick Marks.
Yeah, Tim the Tatman and Valkyrae. That's how you pronounce her name, because I remember him announcing it during the nominee announcement on YouTube.
Yeah, I think her name is Ray or
Yeah,
something.
Valkyrae. So across the board, there, the only ones that I know are Alana Pierce and Tim the Tatman, and I've watched probably 12 minutes of Tim the Tatman. I was just streams. He was just one day I was just searching around Twitch, and this guy was just chatting, and I'm like, okay, who's this dude? I've heard of him. Went in, watched him chat for like, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I've seen other clips of him. I've seen some gameplay stuff and some other like just chatting clips and funny stuff, and okay, whatever, cool. The other ones I don't know any of them. I did look up to see who they were. I should say I do know who Lena Pierce is. I mean, she's been on like Kind of Funny Games, like their podcast stuff. She was part of Rooster Teeth. She was on Funhouse and stuff like that, which is on the Rooster Teeth and Bella. And recently, she just announced she's now going to be a writer for Santa Monica Studios, which is pretty cool. J.A. Lopez, I'll pull up her. Here, I had it. Here it is. She founded. Great journalist here. If I could even find the article I was reading earlier, because we were doing a kind of a deeper dive to figure out a little bit more about her. Because unfortunately, I don't know her. She's a founder of Black Girl Gamers, so she is influencing and being a positive influence on getting black females into gaming and promoting that. So that's pretty cool. I got no problem with that. As for her content creation, I can't speak for because I've never seen anything she's done. And that comes down to this Nick Merckx fella. I didn't even hear, I don't think I've ever heard of him. And he's got a big following on Twitch, like 4.6 million. Like, that's no slouch. I mean, he's massive. I've never heard of him. He probably plays games that I don't probably watch on Twitch. And then we get down to Valkyrae, which I never heard of either. And you've heard of her before this. But to me, she's a YouTuber, streamer, plays a lot of Among Us by the looks of her YouTube channel. But you've watched some of Valkyrae, or you know some of her. Obviously, you watched a lot of her, but you know of.
Yeah, I was bared witness to some of her streams, and I'm not a fan, but I see why she's doing good. So, but I mean, she's your atypical content creator or streamer of today. So, for her to be up here, it kind of makes sense.
I mean, she's always like 2.5 or 2.6 million subscribers on YouTube. So, I mean, yeah, she's got a fair size following. So, like I said, I mean, I'm not knocking any of these people because, like I said, I can't speak for them because I don't know enough about them. Even with Alana, I don't know a lot of her stuff. I know some of it, but not a lot of it. I mean, how can I vote for anybody but someone that I know some of their content? So I did vote for Alana. I mean, just because I know some of her work. That's the only reason why. The other ones, I don't know them enough to give a vote. I mean, some could say, well, you do some more research and cast your vote later. Well, I'm not going to sit through a bunch of other people's streams and stuff to make an opinion on a game award for the podcast. I'm not saying I never will watch any of their content, but it's, I'm not going to spend a week researching individuals. And to me, content creator of the year has always been streamer heavy. And maybe as someone who more grew up on YouTube, I always thought it was kind of strange it didn't include like some of the bigger YouTubers, whether they're streamers, whether they make videos, whether it's gameplay, or they create, you know, kind of do a role playing style. Like Neebs Gaming is one of my favorite YouTubers. Like they make amazing content, and I mean they have like 2 million subscribers. Why aren't they, nominated for Creator of the Year? I mean, not taken away from what these individuals are done, but it always seems like they should have like two categories or something. Like it should be streamers, and then I don't know, like kind of lump them into a different category altogether. But I don't know. It just seems like the nominees are always big streamers, and
I think that kind of goes to what I was saying kind of before the podcast was that, you know, streaming right now is gaming's biggest platform. When it comes to YouTube, you still have the key Let's Players that have been doing it for, years now, but you're not seeing a whole lot of new growth when it comes to gaming on YouTube. You see like the random outliers that will find success, but for the most part, gaming and Let's Plays on YouTube is not successful. Most of them transition to Twitch because that's where the money is, and that's kind of the sad thing about it. So when I see content creator of the year and I see a bunch of streamers, it only makes sense because, I mean, who are they going to put on here who's seen incredible growth on YouTube for this year? I can't think of many new people on YouTube or even like up and coming people, because Tim the Tatman's not new, but he's seen incredible growth this year. Alana Pierce is not new, but she's made some huge moves this year. So when you look at it that way, I mean, what YouTuber could we throw up here and say, oh yeah, this person, they've had an incredible year compared to before?
I get the point. And I mean, the biggest thing is too. I mean, the latest in the last week, I would be surprised if I haven't seen 8 or 9 people make partner on Twitter that I don't even follow, because someone else I followed has retweeted their tweet about making partner. It seems like there's been a large influx of partnered streamers, and I mean it goes to the the scope of the world right now. People are working from home, people are at home because their job shut down, etc. So streamers are the ones that are benefiting in a big way, because there's definitely more chance for eyes to be on them. I get that. And like I said, we discussed this in length before about what I always thought like of someone who's creating content. I always thought of someone that was sitting down and making the content, and not sitting just in front of a green screen and shooting people in Call of Duty. I mean, I understand it now. At the time, I did. To me, it was more. To me, a YouTube content creator was always a YouTuber. But I mean, like, I'm a little more old school than the rest of y'all. I'm an old man, so set in my ways. But I mean, that was kind of a question I always had, is like, why does it always seem to be just Twitch streamers? It'd be like, there is some big YouTube streamers though. There is some people that stream on YouTube, that put up some pretty big numbers, but not near Twitch. I guess it's got a lot bigger fan base.
Yeah, YouTube streaming, it's kind of like Facebook streaming, right? Like it's there, but it's not there.
Not
I guess.
not in the way that, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Doc is trying over there, but I mean, it definitely doesn't seem to have the holding power that Twitch seems to have. Even with all Twitch's problems, it still seems to.
Well, that's just it. I mean, like Twitch right now is an absolute fucking train wreck. So hey, in a year we might see a whole lot of YouTubers on here.
maybe we'll see some Facebook streamers up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, hey, throw down in the comments if there's someone you think, whether they're a Twitch streamer, whether they're a YouTuber, YouTube streamer, Facebook streamer. I don't care. If there's a content creator there that's making good shit, throw their name down in the comments. Maybe I'll go check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know any streamers on TikTok that are playing games?
TikTok.
Can I get me some of them 6-second Call of Duty videos?
Shit. Well, that'd be if I was playing Call of Duty multiplayer, that's about how long I usually stay alive, so I can do TikTok videos.
Could do some pretty incredible editing with that small amount of time.
There's a lot of 6-second deaths. Yeah, I'll be famous. But, so best multiplayer game. So, in the multiplayer genre here. We have a few games that I've played, and one that I have not played. I've not played Valorant, so and I've watched a little bit of gameplay when a few of my buddies were streaming it, like when it was kind of first getting going. I never really fell into like whatever. I kind of forget it's even around. That's how much I'm into it. So in the category we got Animal Crossing: New Horizons, Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, and Valorant. So my pick is Among Us. Um, I haven't played it that much. I definitely want to play it some more because it was fun as hell when I played. I've watched some gameplay videos and stuff in it, and some highlight videos and stuff that people are putting online. And the game seemed to blow up and have massive traction. And I think it's a lot of fun. Animal Crossing. My wife bought a Switch and she's got Animal Crossing. She made a character she's playing. I said, that's kind of fun. So I made a character and I play it. You know, it's a kind of a fun game. It's one of those kind of shut your mind off type of deals and just kind of have fun with it. So it's a good game, but I don't know if I rank it to be it's not the best multiplayer game.
Yeah, the multiplayer for it is kind of lackluster. Like they could have done better, honestly. Um, I think it was missing some key things that would have made the multiplayer a lot nicer. And Animal Crossing in particular, I mean, that's a game that's kind of meant for you to just play by yourself and kind of zone out, right?
Hmm.
It's supposed to be a relaxing time. For me, I have to go with Warzone.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, just as like a casual jump in,
that's true.
like battle
That's
royale
true.
ish game where I can play with my buddies and it still have good quality. Like the gunplay in Warzone, and I guess Modern Warfare because that's what it is. The gunplay in that was probably the best gunplay I've ever seen on a Call of Duty game. It worked really well. The armor was bullshit, but the gunplay on it was fucking phenomenal for a Call of Duty game. And it played well, and I had fun. I played a bunch of hours of it, and it's one of those games where I can just go back and still have a day of fun, right? It's not something that I play, a couple rounds of, and then suddenly I'm tired because it's repetitive. Kind of like Fall Guys. I liked Fall Guys a lot, but after a while, without more updates happening, I kind of grew tired of it. And Among Us is the same thing. It's very repetitive, but yeah, I'd go with Warzone.
I think you just made me change my vote.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna throw Warzone too because I do the games that I played with it. Had some fun with it. So yeah, Among Us I haven't played it enough, and Fall Guys I only played it during the beta because I didn't buy it for PC, and when it was on PlayStation Plus I didn't have Plus because I wasn't playing anything online. I was playing offline games, so I didn't bother picking up Plus just to get that one game. So I don't own it. I played the beta quite a few times, but I mean it was fun. But I mean, yeah, I mean to me that game after a while I've watched some streamers play it, but it just it doesn't hold me. But yeah, Warzone. I guess when I talk about actually playing it, yeah, Warzone probably. Yeah, it gets my vote too. Yeah, you're right.
cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to best sports and racing game. So Dirt 5, F1 2020, FIFA 21, or should I say Pay to Win 21, NBA 2K21, or also like Pay to Win 2K21, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. So that's a remaster, or its class is a remake. Is that a remake, right?
Yeah, it's a remake. It's a
Remake.
full,
Yeah, it's a
like
full on
completely
remake.
rescaled.
Yeah. So never played any of those games. Activision was fucking stupid and not allowing a public demo of the Tony Hawk game. The only way to get like a beta or a demo of the game was to pre-order it. So anyone that never played a Tony Hawk game, like I never played a Tony Hawk game. So I couldn't try it out. I wasn't going to drop like 60, 70, 80 bucks on a game that I can't even try, that I've never played. Is it going to hold my attention? And even get this, the after the game launched, the beta or the demo version that was available to pre-orders, if you didn't download it, it disappeared. It wouldn't even be available to download later.
Huh.
I thought that was, unless they changed that. That was a big topic going on for a couple of days, where people are like, "Oh yeah, there's a thing that says if you don't download this demo or beta, whatever it is, before this certain date, then it's not available to you and people that pre-ordered anymore." I'm like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that sounds like a shitty thing Activision would do.
But like I said, I never played it, and I don't even know anyone that does play it.
Hmm.
Like, I don't seek out to watch anybody play it. I never looked at YouTube videos or looked up any streamers that are playing it, and none of like the group of people that I normally watch on YouTube or Twitch or any of my friends ever mentioned ever playing it. So yeah, if someone out there is playing it and they got an opinion on it, let me know. But I don't have one. I don't play NBA games. I don't play FIFA. I played an F1 game a few years ago, and I mean, I have fun with it. But I mean, joystick on like racing games, like the F1 style games, isn't the best, in my opinion.
You
It's
mean you
more.
don't have a $5,000 simulation machine?
No,
Isn't that standard for everyone?
no.
Oh.
Sadly, I like to be able to eat and pay my mortgage. Yeah, I
Food
know.
and households are overrated.
I'm fucking lame. I'm sorry. um, and Dirt 5. I mean, I play the Dirt games, and I mean those are games to me that are tailor made to me. They're not quite simulation, but they're not quite arcade either. They're kind of right. They're on the level of being almost simulation, because I've seen some professionals play the Dirt games, and holy shit. Like, it's like they're driving the fucking real car. So I mean, it gives you that aspect of being close to simulation, but it's still, don't pick up the controller, jump in the game, play, and have fun. So to me, Dirt 5 gets my vote just because I've played the Dirt games. But I mean, I shouldn't even tactically be voting because I've never played any of those games. But
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to vote, but if I were to vote, simply based on nostalgic standard, I grew up with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, the originals. And from what I've heard, this remake is pretty much the best version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 that you can play. And that kind of brings me back. So if I were to vote, it'd probably be that one.
well, I'll tell you right now,
But
there's probably a lot of other people that are voting on games they've never played.
oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and I grew up in the skate games. That's what those are the skate games. Like, I played skate like 1, 2, and 3 or whatever. So those are the skating games I played. So I didn't get on the Tony Hawk line. So I didn't play it. So it doesn't hold any nostalgia for me. When it was getting remade, I'm like, cool, I'd like to try it out. But then it's like, oh, there's no demo available. There's no way to sign up for a beta or nothing unless you pre-order. And then I don't know, the hype just kind of seemed to die for it. Like, I don't know. So I kind of even forgot it was a game. No offense. No offense, because like I said, it just kind of fell off my radar. It's like a lot of things.
I mean, none taken, you know. Activision's kind of a shitty company, so
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
just a little, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna head to best sim and strategy. Now, I imagine you're gonna have a lot of comments on all these games. You are like, this is gonna be like, have to be a 7-part podcast if we're gonna start talking about these games.
Yeah, are you ready for my 10,000 word thesis on Desperados 3?
Go.
I've never played it.
Crusader Kings 3.
I've never played it.
Gears Tactics.
I never played it.
XCOM Shimmer Squad.
Now that one I've never played.
And how about Flight Simulator?
Oh, I've flown planes into the ground several times.
Yes. And
Best Sim 2020.
Me too. That's what I voted for. That game is awesome. I suck at it, but my God, this game is awesome.
Hey man, anything that lets me crash into my own house and also fly distantly away from Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. Best Sim 2020.
Oh shit. Man, that game, like, if you can have a PC that can run it at like, 4K and like 12 frames a second. God damn, it looks good. Man, I've seen machines that could, basically bend time, not be able to run this thing at fucking 4K at like higher than like 52 frames.
Yeah.
like they have like 7 diesel generators hooked up just to run the computer, but yeah, they can't play this game at over 52 frames a second.
Fucking 2080 hooked up to a Mac truck, and it's just like, dude, I can't do this. What do you want?
Oh fuck! But I mean, my machine, my poor old 1060. She she got a harsh ass beating on that game when I played it.
Mine sounded louder than the jet taking off in the game.
But it was
I
so
took my headphones off. I was like, man, this jet is super loud. Oh no, that's my graphics card. Ah.
it's the fan hitting Mach 9, but the
Yeah.
plane I'm flying only goes like 82 miles an hour. Yeah. No,
What's that flew by me? Mock chicken. Oh, it's my GPU.
Yeah. Why does it smell like burning? But the game looks amazing, and like it's. I mean, I watched a video for a fellow that actually is a pilot, fly a plane, and he was like talking about how because he was going through all the controls, like he was doing full on sim. I'm like, man, that is so cool that it's that realistic. I just plugged in my my knockoff Xbox controller, and I just flew a small plane around in PEI where I live. Took off from the old military base just up the road from my house and shit. The 3D rendering on our island is pretty shit. Most of the trees are fucking 2D. The fucking Confederation Bridge that spans us to the mainland, it was not modeled right at all. I'm like, that just looks like a fucking bridge over a little lake somewhere. But yeah, it was like cool for like the details in the cockpits and like how like there was airports all over the fucking world. Like you get a plane, you can just fucking fly anywhere in the world. It was pretty fucking cool. So it definitely gets my vote.
Yeah, it gave me an eerie feeling like when I was crashing near my house. I kind of felt I was half expecting an actual plane to crash into my house. Like that's how sim like this was. I was like, is this a game or am I really just controlling a fucking Boeing 747 drone right now? About to bomb Bridgewater.
It's like, I'm hoping this isn't real. This is a lot of fun. My God, I hope it's not real. These poor people.
Outside of my headphones, all I hear is. Oh no, it's just my GPU. It's all right.
It's like I'm flying. Oh, I'm hoping that's not real. Those people in that McDonald's are not going to be able to get to finish their Big Mac. Oh shit! Slamming a plate into the ground. Yeah, I had fun with it. So like I said, it was I bought the Game Pass like for like $1 or something so I could play it. I had a blast with it. It definitely worth the Game Pass Ultimate to play it on P or Game Pass on PC to play it. Just even if you just pay the $1 to get to like the free month or whatever to try it, it's a blast if your PC can run it. Don't recommend turning it on high though. I recommend some medium settings.
Unless you're in a cold garage.
Even if you have a powerful machine, there's no reason to try to kill it on Flight Sim. So.
Yeah, unless you're in a cold garage, then it can be. Hey, actually, yeah, I'm gonna put it on high, and I'll have my own personal space heater because it's cold out here.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, It's a win-win.
Yeah, looks like I'm staying warm this winter, boys.
Yeah, Flight Simulator all the way. Well, we find we adapt. That's what we do. We're gamers.
Yes.
We adapt.
Just like the cavemen before us.
Yes. They lit fires to keep warm. We play Flight Simulator. So we're gonna move on. This year, best family game. Now, the only game that I have any time with is Animal Crossing. I've never played Crash Bandicoot. Fall Guys, like I said, I only played some of the beta. Mario Kart Live, which is cool. The home circuit is kind of cool, but it's not for the average pocketbook.
No, that's some expensive material.
Yeah, it is definitely cool. I mean, I'll give them that. They went to Brett with like that augmented reality. It definitely has a place, but it's a little expensive. Minecraft Dungeons, I've never played that game, or Paper Mario Origami King. So my vote goes to family. My vote for best family game is Animal Crossing because it's a wholesome game. I mean, not the way I play it. If anyone ever listened to my wife or me playing it in the commentary I put on stuff, they would know it's not a family game, but I'm a dirty-minded fuck, so that's fine. But I mean, there's lots of stories about the people, parents playing with their kids and everything else. So the game's wholesome. There's nothing wrong with it. It definitely it's a G-rated game, and I think it's a good family game.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect for little Timmy and his father to bond all over. I thought it was a great time playing with my partner and with you guys, and it's just fun.
Yeah,
It's just a real good time. And
yeah.
also, I didn't know they made a Crash Bandicoot 4, so that's how much I care about that. I didn't even know it existed. All the other ones I knew about. When the fuck did Crash Bandicoot 4 come out?
I have no idea. Not that long ago.
And what is wrong with them? Doesn't look like Crash Bandicoot. What happened to my boy Crash?
He's in HD now.
Fucking 2020 is doing it to me again, man.
You poor bastard. You need another moment, or you good?
I'm just trying to accept it. It's so hard.
Well, while you're doing that, we're gonna move on to best fighting game.
All
And
right.
so in this category, I haven't played any of these games. But for nostalgia, I'm going to vote Mortal Kombat. Because, why not? So we have Grom Grand Blue Fantasy versus what? Grand Blue
Um,
Fantasy, who are they versing?
uh, and then we have Street Fighter V Champion Edition. And One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows, and Under Night in Birth EX. I don't have an answer for you, dude. I just can't. They're just verses.
Okay. They're versus everything. They're versus themselves. They look at a mirror and they have a staring contest. That's
They
the
have an
whole fucking
eternal struggle, and they're like, today's gonna be the day, and we're gonna win.
putting pants on. And I'm going to the store by myself. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so I mean, Mortal Kombat. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, I love people's nostalgia on Street Fighter, but to me, Mortal Kombat was my nostalgia fighting game. So they're gonna get my vote for nostalgia reasons, and like the last Mortal Kombat, like they added all those cool like X-ray like bone breaking shit, and Rambo's in this. I think is Rambo in this. Rambo's in something.
Yeah, I think he was added to this.
Something. I don't know. There was Rambo somewhere. And I'm not talking about that esports coach we're making fun of earlier. I'm talking about like actual like Rambo. So hey, yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 gets my vote. Moving on because he never played those games either.
Uh, yeah, I would do Mortal Kombat 11 as well, simply because of nostalgia. And also, I remember when it was announced, they had that trailer drop, and I know you're not gonna get this at all, but they had that brand new 21 Savage song play with it, and it was just so fucking good for a trailer. Oh my god. I watched it like 10 times that night. It was so good. And it wasn't even a well-made trailer, but everything meshed together, which is so fucking good. Okay, we can continue.
I love your enthusiasm. That was
I still
awesome.
don't know the name of the song. I know it's by 21 Savage, but I don't know what the fucking name is. It was never released.
Really? Wow. All right. All right.
That's role
So
playing games.
we're just skipping over your close to orgasm reaction. All right, we're gonna keep going here. We're trying to make sure this video does not get monetized. I want you
Well,
no YouTube ads on this goddamn motherfucker. So
fuck off, Coca-Cola. Don't be playing over this.
oh fuck. All right, best role playing game. Final Fantasy VII remake. Never played it or the original. Genshin Impact. You described it at your pre-podcast as Breath of the Wild with anime titties, which, from the thumbnail picture we got on the website, that's what it looks like to me.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Uh, Persona 5 Royale, no. Wasteland 3, no clue. Never played it. Know nothing of it. And Yakuza Like a Dragon. I know the Yakuza games. Never played any of them, but I've seen some information on them. They look like
They're
those.
so wacky. I
There.
love them.
I mean, the thumbnail they used for this Game Awards thing, the guy looks like he's either getting knocked the fuck out, about to get knocked out, or just on a shit ton of coke. I'm not sure which one it is. But my vote is Wasteland 3 based on the thumbnail. You get You come to Beyond the Games, and you get some top fucking tier journalism, folks. This is why you come here. I picked my game of the year, or my best role playing game of the year on a fucking thumbnail on a website.
Quality games journalism is what we strive for here.
I guarantee you, no one over at Kind of Funny Games is gonna fucking do that. That's why you come here, for the quality.
We should create our own award. We'll call it the Best Thumbnail Award.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's gonna be tough. There are some good thumbnails. Especially if you scroll down to the bottom into the Eat Napkin. There's no good thumbnails down.
Our boy Krusty's gonna win that one.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. So yeah, role playing games, they didn't make the consoles or PCs of these two fellas, so we're gonna move on. I know you played all these. Come on, you must have played all these. Best
The
action
role playing?
adventure.
Oh.
No, we're moving on. Best action adventure. So we got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and The Last of Us Part 2. Best action adventure game. Now, I've played Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've played Ghost of Tsushima. I've played Miles Morales. I've played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And I played Last of Us Part 2. This category, I played everything but Ori Will of the Wisps. Fuck. Imagine. I've actually played 98% of those games. And I've played the first Ori. Some of it. Not all of it, but I played some of it. So, we're breaking ground here, folks. I've actually played these games. And Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2, I platinumed those motherfuckers. Yeah. Yeah. So there.
What a fucking humble brag. Oh my god.
I don't know where I'm going with that. I more than played them, I beat them. I guess that's kind of my point. And
I platinumed them even.
Yes, I've platinumed them. Proud of that. Not really. It's just, yeah. I just kind of got on a roll that I actually played them and beat them, and then, I just had to add that extra.
Yeah. You had to flex a little bit?
Yeah, a little. Yeah. Kind of liked it.
Good.
But I don't get to do that very often, so. Best action adventure. I don't have enough time with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The fact that I can chop motherfuckers' arms and heads off, it's up there. It is up there. But Ghost of Tsushima, you can cut fuckers' heads off in that too. So, those games are up there. Miles Morales, you don't cut anyone's head off. Sadly.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, I haven't yet anyways. Ori Will and the Wisps, I don't think there's any decapitation in that. I don't think so.
So are we rating this strictly on decapitation?
No, I just...
Best action adventure game of 2020 based on decapitation.
No.
How fucking metal is this game? The most metal wins.
What is the most violent? Last was Part 2. There's a lot of violence in that game. That game is awesome. But I give my vote to Ghost of Tsushima for best action adventure.
Why?
To me, it was more of an action adventure game than The Last of Us. I mean, The Last of Us is linear to a point. Or I shouldn't say to a point. It has a little bit of freeform, but it's mostly linear. So, to me, it's not really the adventure. There is some to it, but it's not the same aspect as an open world game that the other ones on the list are. I mean, I don't know about Ori Will and the Wisps, how open world that is. The first one had some choice to it, but it still was kind of a linear style game. So I imagine the second one's similar. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order had some open worldness to it. You could choose different planets. You could go a different path. Like, you didn't have to go the same route as everybody else. But I don't know. That game didn't impress me. I mean, a lot of people seem to really, really, really like it. I don't know. I found some stuff pretty fucking cheesy in it, and
I think it was probably because it was the first actual good Star Wars game we've gotten in decades.
I mean, it was good. I mean, I liked it. I mean, it just didn't. I guess it didn't. light my world up like everyone seemed to else thinks it kind of did. I guess. I mean, it's a good game. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, if there was another game come out in that genre, that storyline, I definitely would want to play it. Um,
Mm.
Miles Morales and Valhalla, I just got those on my PS5 last week, so I haven't got a lot of time with them. I only played Miles today, just started today. So yeah, but Ghost of Tsushima, man, it was an awesome game. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. Um, it's been nominated for a lot of stuff, and I know why because the game was damn good. I mean, Sucker Punch, man, they made a damn good quality game. But action adventure, that to me sums up action adventure because it was open world, and you could run around and do like side quests and stuff for like hours without ever touching the main story. So to me, that's more adventure than kind of playing a more linear style gameplay.
But what if the real adventure the entire time was the friends we made along the way?
I killed a lot of those people.
Oh,
No, I made friends.
not looking good in the friendship department.
Well, the side quest people. Did I kill any of those?
That's where you know you have an issues where you're like, no, did I kill those people?
No, I didn't kill her. She wanted to fight me though, and I didn't kill her. I don't know if I was given the choice. I think it was a storyline thing. She wanted to fight me. I didn't start the fight. No, I don't think I killed any of like the main quested people. I didn't. That wasn't an option. I probably would have. Hey, I don't really care. I usually just out to murder. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I'm not very far into the game, so I don't have anything major unlocked. And I was sneaking up into a camp, and I screwed up a stealth kill. So the two guards come at me, and I cleaned the dude's head off, and I stopped. I'm like, mouth gaped open. I was like, holy fuck. I'm like, I didn't know I could do that. This game just got a hell of a lot better. Does that make me sick?
You might have some underlying issues, but I wouldn't worry about them.
Okay, good. We can move on then. Because you didn't play any of those games, right?
Oh yeah, I played all those games. Definitely played all of the PS4 and PS5 exclusive games, and then the other two that I definitely played. Go ahead and ask me what consoles I have.
What consoles do you have?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, so we're gonna move on. So best action. Now, I played a little bit of Doom Eternal. Never played any Hades. Never played any Half-Life Alyx. I don't know VR because I'm poor. Neo 2, never played. Streets of Rage 4, that's my life. So I never played it. I lived it. So no, I didn't play really any of these games. I said I have some Doom Eternal on my belt, but not that much. So I can't really give an opinion. I played like the last Doom game. I fucking loved the shit out of it. And I don't know. When it just came out and then I got my hands on, I just kind of was, I guess, in the mood to play it. So I just kind of never really spent much time with it. But from the gameplay and stuff like that, the game is pretty cool. But I give my vote to Half-Life Alyx.
I'm sorry. We're talking about best action. Action being killing things.
Yeah, you kill things in Half-Life Alyx.
Fucking Doom is all about killing things. It is literally branded about killing things.
But is murder equal to all of the sum of action though?
Primarily focused on combat, yeah, I would say murder is a big part of action. Okay. And I'm sorry, but the game is fucking marketed around killing things.
Yeah, I get it.
Doom Eternal all the way.
Okay, I'll change my vote. You convinced me.
I'm just saying, if there's one franchise I've ever thought about leading to action, it's Doom.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
You could throw like a mixture of Dead by Daylight and Call of Duty at me, and I'd still be like, but there's not enough murdering demons in hell going on, so I'm still going with Doom.
I still like that there was a meme on Reddit about Doom that said my Catholic school nun teacher played Doom Eternal on Zoom to show us what hell is like.
What? Oh my god.
It was a meme, but it was fucking hilarious.
Can
Like
I go to Catholic school? That sounds lit.
someone
Holy
like
fuck.
photoshopped like this, and maybe there was a nun playing it, and that's what like, someone dressed as a nun playing it. But this was they played off like this. She was an actual Catholic school nun teacher, and she was playing Doom Eternal on the Zoom call or whatever, so the kids knew what hell looked like. I like that is hilarious.
My favorite thing that I've seen about Doom Eternal was an animated video that someone made, and it was of because Doom and Animal Crossing came out at the same time, and it was Doomslayer sitting on a deserted island, just relaxing on the beach with like the Animal Crossing music in the background, kind of just chilling. And then it crossed over to Hell, where Isabel is just going fucking off on just squads of demon, while you have like BFG division banging in the background, just going nuts. I was like, this is a masterpiece. This is, I don't want to see anything else but this. This is fucking beautiful.
Wow. Okay. I must search that out and watch that.
That was good. It's good. I had a good laugh.
Nice. So Doom Eternal's getting best action game. Doom Eternal.
Yep.
Just because you said so.
I'm just saying.
I get
You can go ahead and choose whatever you want, but it's wrong.
You're entitled to your opinion no matter how fucking wrong it is. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Noted. I notated it. Even used a pink highlighter. Fuck. Highlighter. Shit. All right. Moving on. Innovation and accessibility. Now, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Now, I know of one story where an individual who was blind beat The Last of Us Part 2.
Whoa, how?
With the accessibility options in the game that allow you to do things. And the person wasn't, I don't think, 100% blind, but basically like shapes and images, like shapes and shadows, I think. And if I could find the article, it was on Reddit. This is where I seen it. An individual was like legally blind, beat Last of Us Part 2. So I can't speak for the other games because I'm lucky enough I don't have a disability that forces me to use those type of innovations. But reading stories and hearing stuff is how I learned about it. And knowing that with The Last of Us Part 2, that's why it gets my vote. If someone else can give me an example of and or two for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, and Watchdog Legions to what their innovation and accessibility allows gamers with disabilities to do, then I would definitely look into it and I could change my vote. But it automatically gets my vote for that one story of impact that I know of. So, yeah.
Huh.
They've come a long way in adding so many things to games, and the company Able Gamers and I definitely speak from experience. My brother lost an arm in a motorcycle accident many years ago, and he doesn't game as much now, but to try to play games with one arm is pretty tough no matter which platform you play on. And now with all these big pushes to innovation and accessibility, whether it be software or hardware, there's a whole charity called Able Gamers that funds and helps develop either controller type devices and stuff for handicapped and disabled people. So yeah, so I definitely, if someone's got anything at all and they want to pass it off to me, I definitely would read it. So
Yeah, I'm not going to cast a vote just because I'm not familiar with any of these games having any sort of accessibility. Like I know you said Last of Us Part 2, but I never played it. But I will say, with Grounded, a feature they have, I was actually able to play the game because they had the arachnophobia mode.
that's right. I do know about that too because I remember that was one thing that was talked about when the game was in development. Yeah, was the fact that there's giant spiders, and um, for someone that I don't suffer from arachnophobia, but
I do,
yeah,
like horribly. They terrify me. And I can be the first one to say that without that mode, I would not have been able to play this game. I've tried watching videos of it, and I couldn't get past it. There's other games where that had spiders like that, like Skyrim had them. I could never. I had a hard time getting through those areas. What was that black and white game? It was an indie game way back in the day. Same people who made Outside
oh
or Inside. Sorry.
yeah, Limbo.
Yes, yeah. We have to run from a gigantic silhouette of a spider. Couldn't play it.
Oh man, that is a damn good fucking game too.
Yeah,
Say
I
more.
tried. Couldn't play it.
You
Man,
played
it did.
Inside though, right?
I watched you play it Inside, but I haven't played it myself.
That is a phenomenal game. We're getting off track. But yeah, the innovation of accessibility though, like I mean, like I said, they've listed the 5 games that are nominated. There's probably a lot of others that aren't on this list, and like I said, I'm as someone that has a brother with one arm, and even my own health issues down the road, could gaming could be more difficult for me. So I mean, this innovation and accessibility award is something I hope a lot of other people strive to be nominated for next year. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, something we need to see more of.
Definitely, definitely. I see someone tweet out today that saying that all games should have an easy mode because game difficulty shouldn't keep someone from playing a game, and I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think there should be something, not even for an accessibility thing, but sometimes people lead a life that's so busy that they don't get to play these amazing stories because of how convoluted or difficult they are.
Right.
Right? If you think of Red Dead Redemption 2, how absolutely huge that story is. Maybe if they had an easy mode that cut out some of the side stuff that you didn't have to do, people who maybe can't pay attention for that long, or maybe they don't have that much time, that could play that game and get through it.
Definitely. And there's like games that like, a lot of games do have like an easy mode now. It seems to be a bigger thing. That used to be just kind of normal and hard. Now there's like Spider-Man has like 4 levels. It has like we're gonna say easy mode, and I mean it's more it's usually tuned more to just enjoying the story of the game. So there's that. Then there's like the next level that's kind of like it's not quite regular, but it's not really easy. Then there's another one, and then there's like a hard level. So, and I'll tell you, I'm playing on like the 3rd level because I mean I played the other Spider-Man game. I mean it was like last year, so it's been a while since I played a Spider-Man game, and I'm finding like I'm kind of getting my butt kicked a little bit. Because I mean, I haven't sat down and played that style of game in a while, so it's going to take me a little while to get onto it. But I mean, the fact that they're looking at adding more levels for difficulties for people to choose from, so you can just say, "Hey, I kind of just want to play the story. I don't really want to have to learn all the button mashes and all the combos to be able to get through everything." Because that's a turnoff for a lot of people to have to try to figure out. All right, these 9-button combo gets me to kill the boss. Geez, I'll never learn that. So yeah, so that's another thing too, like that could be anti-innovation as well, is getting people involved in gaming that maybe don't know how to play video games but can enjoy them for the story and stuff. Definitely something else too. So I agree, every game should have an easy mode,
Definitely.
and you should never shame someone for playing an easy mode either.
No,
That's right.
don't be an elitist.
Exactly. We'll leave that to infighting amongst your friends. No, don't be a dick. There, I'm gonna make a joke. We're gonna be serious about it for a minute. Don't be a dick. All right, so moving on. So this is the category that neither one of us can can speak from experience because it's the best VR or AR game. And
Yeah, this is too rich for my blood.
yeah, yeah, you had a fucking PlayStation VR. Zip it.
Yeah, actually, and I'm not gonna lie, I might be buying an Oculus.
Jesus, you bastard! I don't have a Facebook account, so I can't own one. So,
just make one.
oh god,
Just
god, the thing.
just make a fake one. Just call it
Yeah,
like,
but then if I get then something happens, I lose all my shit.
oh, that's how they're doing it.
Yeah, they're forced because you got to be legit. Like you can't just call myself like giant Peter Slappy Pickle and just have a fucking
Oh,
yeah. Like
that's
it's
not good. Okay, so okay, I have a genuine answer, and we're gonna get off track here for a second, but
that's
I have a
fine.
genuine question. If I buy an Oculus and sign in with my Facebook, every time I go to beat my meat to virtual VR porn, is that going to update my status saying what I'm doing on my
I
Facebook?
hope so.
Because I have a lot of colleagues, a lot of coworkers, and a lot of family that don't need to know that I like big women.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. Wait, we're gonna get fucking copyright claimed.
Don't say another word.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah. No, seriously though, yeah, you need a Facebook account too. No, I don't
Fuck.
think it updates your status to what you're doing.
God, I hope
God,
not.
that'd be a train wreck, wouldn't it?
Oh my god.
Some
My
cra-
mother's on my Facebook, and
some crazy VR game comes out. I know, called Kicking Puppies or something crazy. It's like Cody is enjoying kicking puppies. It's like what the fuck, you know? What the hell is going on?
Cody is virtually browsing plus size princesses on Reddit.
Yeah, that would not be good. No, I
Cody
think
has spent 32 minutes playing, I don't know, Beat Meat VR.
like what's Beat Saber?
Yeah.
The adult
No, Mom, I
edition?
thought it was a rhythm game. I'm sorry.
It's rhythm, all right. Yeah, there's gonna be no ads in this fucking video. Not a fucking chance.
It's fucking streaming it, and the wand is coming from my bottom area, and they're like, Cody, why is your tracking not working for your right hand? And it's like, it's working. The saber's getting beat. Don't worry about it.
That's right. It's getting taken well care of. We're good. Oh shit.
140 BPM. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we got it. We're gonna get all the points. Oh shit.
Maybe I shouldn't buy VR. I don't think I'm responsible enough.
I think you'll be fine. You'll be good. You'll be good. Oh shit! Because that way, if you buy it, that means if I ever go to your place, I can play it. After I wipe it down with hand sanitizer.
I was a bit. You're gonna want to sanitize that shit.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're good. We're good. All right. So we're gonna talk about best VR or AR games. Eventually. So we got Dreams, which I've seen some amazing shit made in that game. It's more of a development tool than a game. It is crazy. There's people that have landed jobs off of what they've created in Dreams. Like, it blows me away the creativity of people that aren't already in the business.
Wasn't Dreams like? Didn't that start out on PlayStation?
It is PS4.
Okay, and it's VR now because it wasn't initially VR.
Maybe it falls under the AR for augmented reality.
Maybe yeah.
Maybe there is a VR version of it. I don't know, but I like the stuff I've seen made in the game is amazing. Like people are just like super talented. I can't glue like two fucking sticks together, but these people are like, I made my own game in Dreams. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that looks like something made by like a AAA studio. Like you're fucking killing me over here.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, and you'd get like the random people who are making like a really bad side scroller from it, and now it's just like, okay, you just remade Crytek in there, like Crysis 3 in Dreams. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Spot on, pixel for pixel, right on.
One guy made his own fucking skating game.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, crazy. Like unbelievable talented people. Like if there was a category for holy shit, there's a lot of those people that'd be in that category for holy shit, that's good. But I can't speak for the game. I've never played it. I never played any of these. I've seen gameplay like from people making stuff in dreams. So that's cool. Half-Life Alyx, Marvel's Iron Man VR. We had Star Wars Squadron because they had a VR, and we have The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Now, I have seen gameplay of Saints and Sinners. A YouTuber that I watch plays it. The game looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a fun title, something going around, like, and having fun with it, like killing zombies and shit. Star Wars Squadron, I never played any of it. I never seen any of the VR of it. I've seen a little bit of like gameplay stuff and trailers and stuff for it. Iron Man, I know nothing of what that VR experience is. But Half-Life Alyx gets my vote for best VR because the game is amazing. Like outside
Yeah.
of just the story and the stuff, the mechanics built into the game.
Yeah. I mean, like, let's be real. It's a marvel in the technology. All of these other games are probably fun, intuitive. They're probably bringing something new to the table, but Half-Life Alyx, holy shit, the stuff they stuffed into that and just completely changed the game with it's got to go to that. There's hands down.
I mean, people were juggling in the fucking game. Like actually like juggling in VR. That's how good the game was.
Yeah, and like I can't even juggle in real life.
No.
So
I can a little tiny bit, but not very good. Usually like I get a few in there and then I make a mistake and I'm done. But yeah. Like people were juggling, doing crazy things. Like the fact that you could like that first part where you could take like the whiteboard marker and like write on the windows, and people were like doing shit with like I'm like that is so cool that actually works. Like the stuff that happened, you could change the fucking toilet paper roll in that fucking game. I am not fucking kidding. I was watching Robos play, and he was I can't remember what part of the game he was in, but he was in this building at a toilet, like a toilet and the toilet paper. He actually picked it up and put it on the fucking roll, like put it on the fucking toilet roll holder. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the physics of that game is just nuts.
Like people were throwing bottles and doing all kinds of crazy tricks, and like that alone for the game for me, and not the fact of how cool the game actually is, but that part alone is enough to get the vote for me. So
I just hope that they can somehow put that into future games as well. Like, I hope we don't get Half-Life Alyx and then that's just it, right? Then we go back to what VR was and still is, just this like half mismatched medium that's not quite gotten to where it should be. Because I think with Half-Life Alyx, that's a solid example of what it should be. But I hope others will adapt to that.
Well, here's a little bit of information. I was in a Zoom call, and this isn't really flexing because I wasn't the only one there. But Jeff Keighley, the head of Game Awards, is doing Zoom calls, talking to fans, and then he has like a creator or a voice actor or somebody join the meeting to answer questions and etc. So it's a fun activity. So the first week I got invited to go. I didn't get on the panel to ask a question, but it was Phil Spencer. I don't know who Phil Spencer is, unless you live under a rock. And the other guest was actually Gabe Newell, which blew me the fuck away because I had no clue that he would even be there. He called in from New Zealand because that's where he's living right now. He talked a lot about the advancements of what VR is going to be. He's talking eventually that VR headsets, like, there will be better than any gaming monitor you can buy. That's where they're going with this. Like, he sees VR outside of the realm of even gaming. Like, he was talking like levels above. Like, they have like a lab that is testing using like not really mind control. I don't want to use the word mind control, but they're putting like sensors and stuff on rats to read their brainwaves and shit. Like, he is in like way beyond making just VR headsets to play a cool video game.
Well, that's just it. I mean, the technology itself is like there's so much potential for it. Like in 10 years, why couldn't we have, doctors who can perform a surgery using a VR headset and, motion gloves that works through a robot, right?
Which
If you have a specialist that's in the southern states, but you have someone in Western Canada suffering from some crazy illness that only their surgery is going to help, why do you have to pay that travel to get down there to get that procedure when you could just as easily have a unit set up in Canada with a robot and the dude in the States is at home and can do this surgery,
they have
right?
robotic surgeries, but not in the VR sense. But yeah, I mean
But
that's
that's what I'm saying. Like he
exactly
could he
like
could still be in that area where he lives, and this person's still in Canada, but they can still get the surgery done. Like we're getting to the tracking point and we're getting to the accuracy. In 10 years, why couldn't that happen?
oh, I mean
It
it's
doesn't.
going to. I mean
Oh,
like
exactly.
it's crazy and like and Gabe Newell is like he's like right and like he's knee deep in this. Like hearing him talk, like it was above my understanding of stuff. Like because I've never studied that type of thing. But listening to him talk and like he was explaining it without being like he wasn't even dumbing it down. He was just explaining like in a kind of a layman style what they're looking at to doing, and it was fucking awesome. Like just to hear him talk about the advancements that they're working on and working towards, and where they see VR becoming something bigger than it is. So I'm like, well, that's awesome because like, and it's like, I mean, as much as I don't want a Facebook account to play Oculus 2, if I could get an Oculus 2, like if it was that high on my list of things to get, I would make a Facebook account to play the fucking thing because it's getting great reviews by everybody that's reviewing it. And I mean, I want to get into playing some VR stuff because there's some cool shit that's only in VR. So, like, I mean, it's going somewhere awesome, and I just can't wait to see where it goes next.
No, exactly. There's huge ground for VR to cover, and it's definitely not just in games.
No,
But
definitely
I
not.
think looking at the gaming spectrum of it, Half-Life Alex, it's showing us what is possible right now, and I think it's much higher than anyone else is pushing.
And I mean, the thing is, too, the index definitely makes an advantage. Use the advantage of using the controllers that have different, like it has a finger sensors built right in, so you can actually manipulate all your fingers in the game, and like you can like the fact that it can track what fingers in your hand is picking something up. Like you can use your thumb and index finger. You can do like three. Like that just blew me away watching someone actually manipulate stuff with the controls of the index. I mean, yes, it costs a fuck ton of money, and you need a powerful PC to use it. But I mean, that just goes to show you the what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the Oculus, the team over at Oculus, what they've done with this wireless unit that doesn't require a base station, doesn't require to plug into a PC, and is playing games eventually at 90 hertz. Is they're ready to push an update to make the frame rate 90 hertz. So I mean, like that's impressive for the price. So definitely, it's as it becomes, more affordable. There's going to be more advancement, and like I said, it's definitely going in the right place.
Yeah, it's. I think we're going to see some good strides in the next few years, and I'm excited. I
Me
like
too.
VR,
Me too.
so
Me too. So we're going to move on to best community support. Now, recognize the game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. Now, I don't, I don't really know like community support. It's I guess that would kind of it'd be pretty subjective, like a lot of
mm,
these things. But I mean, to me, like I don't play Apex Legends, so I can't speak of that. Destiny 2, I haven't played that in quite a while. Fall Guys, I know they're pretty active in their social media. I know they were handling like the hackers and stuff like on a they're running a pretty tight ship, and they were doing the best they could to keep up with the bullshit. I know because I follow them on Twitter. Fortnite, don't care. No Man's Sky, considering that game came out and they were wanting to lynch everyone that worked on the game, and now people are loving it. I mean, I don't know. They've definitely turned that game around tenfold for sure. Um,
I will say, I think I've played more No Man's Sky this year than I've played any other game.
there you go.
And they've released another update. They've been releasing updates consistently that have just dramatically changed that game. And they just released another one not too long ago this year. Um, so, like, for me, my vote would go to them because the community support for a game that came out, fuck, when did this come out? Years ago, right?
Yeah.
And they're still updating it with just massive game changing updates. Yeah, that I've got to go with that.
Yeah, me too. Just for the stuff that they've been doing to make the game to what their vision was. And yeah, I mean, Valorant's also on the list, and I can't speak for that because I don't have anything to base it on. But yeah, I mean, like, even though I haven't played No Man's Sky, I've seen and heard and followed some of the stuff because there's a lot of talk about it online, and like for the fact that the game came out a couple years ago and they're still doing massive updates and they're actually still building a fan base. Like people are
Oh
buying
yeah,
and still buying into the game because of how awesome it is. So, they
exactly.
definitely they definitely deserve the vote in my opinion. I mean, someone else may have a big varying one, but
And like I would recommend, if you're looking for a well done, like deeply designed space exploration game, there's not many of them out there that gives you literally complete freedom. Dude, No Man's Sky is it. It's so good now. If you've had any preconceived notions of it from before because of how bad their launch was, it's a completely different game.
no, definitely.
Wait for a Steam sale, pick it up. I can't recommend that enough.
There you go. Not only some journalism, but actually a game recommendation. Get it all here, folks. So why you come to Beyond the fucking Games for this. And for the cursing so we don't get monetized. I'm beating that like a dead fucking horse, baby.
Mm.
Oh, shit. Next category, I might as well skip it, but we'll quickly cover it. Best mobile game. I don't play mobile games. Do you play mobile games?
Genshin Impact wins.
I'm not putting a vote down. I was thinking, well, Among Us, because I know a lot of people play it on mobile and they can play with people on PC, which is cool. But yeah, I don't play anything mobile, so I'm going to skip that category.
Genshin Impact wins.
But,
Best 2.5 minutes of my life.
So best indie game. So this, again, is going to fall under stuff I haven't played. Carrion, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer. Yeah, never played. Like I said, I only played Fall Guys in the beta, so I mean, I could vote for it, I guess, but
I would choose Fall Guys.
yeah,
I've played the full game and it's a lot of fun, and I can still go back to it and have fun. It just gets tired quick, and I think it's just because of the repetitiveness. And it's because, it is an indie game. They don't have the money or the budget to be releasing like all these game-changing updates all the time.
no,
And because it's focused on mini games, you play through them pretty quickly. So it gets repetitive, but it's still a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good change of pace, honestly.
it's one of those games you can jump on, play a few rounds, and then jump off without having to.
Oh, it's so casual. And honestly, has it come to the Switch yet?
I don't know if it's on the Switch yet or not.
If it is, or if it does, I would buy it on the Switch because this is a game that you can literally just pick up. Maybe you got to go take a poop or something. You take your Switch in there, jump on some Fall Guys, play a round or two, and business is done. You've had a good time.
There you go. The advice just keeps rolling.
It does.
I tell you. All right, we're going to move on to best ongoing. So this is awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. So, I mean, we have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. We just covered No Man's Sky in like 2 categories or 3 categories ago. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard pressed not to kind of vote for it. I was thinking like Warzone because they were putting out a lot of updates, and I mean, and they're so fucking big. I mean, who else games is 948 fucking terabytes?
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, I had to delete it for a while because I ran out of space for other games I wanted to play. Like, and I have a lot of hard drives in my computer case, not set up the way they're supposed to be, so they'd fit. And it took up so much goddamn space.
So, I mean, for me, I was thinking that, but then, we talked like with No Man's Sky, it's like, you know,
Now on the flip side of that, Destiny 2 has been releasing a lot of stuff lately.
yeah, they have
They've
as well.
really, from what I hear, they've turned that game around.
They, whenever I played the first Destiny, I had fun with it because I was playing with a large group of people. Destiny 2 came out, a bunch was kind of played, and then everyone just kind of, I don't know, just it kind of petered out, and I just kind of got sick of it because every time I turned around, I couldn't, I wasn't getting anywhere, and I just get tired of the grind. So I stopped playing it, and then I went back and I played a couple expansions. Um, One was like on sale dirt cheap, and a buddy of mine actually gifted me, doing work, gifted me one of the other ones. So we played through quite a bit of it, and I actually kind of got back into enjoying it. But then the whole thing is trying to find time and link up to play the game. It just, it's more fun with friends, so it was more difficult to try to get stuff lined up. And I don't see me getting back into it, but they've done a lot of work to the game. They've done a lot of things, and like there's more positive now than negative. So I mean,
Hmm.
they've definitely done a lot there. I'm surprised Sea of Thieves isn't in here.
Yeah, because that's been getting some pretty recent updates as well. Although I feel like their player base has kind of dropped off a little bit.
It suffers from like everybody plays the like when new content comes out, people seem to like flock back to it. And the player numbers are huge, and then all of a sudden after like a week or two, 3 weeks after people kind of got back to regrinding, they kind of step away from it again because they played the content. And that's kind
Mm.
of like where what kind of happened to me was everyone jumped on, they were hyped to play the new content, and then it was like, oh, now we're just back doing the same shit. I'm done. Let's move on to something else. And I haven't actually played Sea of Thieves in a while. It's been quite a while since I actually fired up and actually played um, any of it. So I'm still surprised though, because like I said, they do monthly updates. So I'm surprised that they're not listed. They could have been like in the category, but they didn't get enough votes. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where my vote would lie on this. Based on gameplay, it'd have to be Warzone. I haven't even played that in a while, so I don't really have much to say on that. But um, I mean, fuck No Man's Sky. We just covered that. I mean, like, fuck.
Yeah, from my personal experience, it'd be No Man's Sky. But like I said, if I had played Destiny 2, I might be right there. And Warzone, yeah, it has plenty of updates, but I don't find it's changed the game a whole lot. I mean, you're still on the same map doing the same thing. There's a few new modes and stuff, but like,
Yeah,
where the fuck is my 980 gigabytes of space going?
exactly. Like, you can see if they added like a couple of big maps and stuff, they were where your space would go. But the fact that they're adding a few modes and stuff, they definitely need to learn what compression is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna move on to games for impact, and for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Now, I have not played any of these games,
Nah, neither have I.
so we can't really comment on them. And something that's supposed to be pro-social meaning and message, we're not going to make fun of any of them. Um,
The only
but
one I've heard of is like the Tell Me Why
yeah,
one,
me
which
as well.
uh was it's a don't nod story game,
Yeah,
right? So it's probably good. And I think it was one of the first games to like openly feature someone who was dealing with transitioning or transgender, as well as like abuse and acceptance and stuff. Um, but I've never played any of them, so I can't really.
yeah.
I don't know.
But I know I'll list them off quick which ones they are. That's If Found, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, Spirit Fair, Tell Me Why, and Through the Darkest of Times. So if I mean, these are the categories. I mean, if someone's played these, they can definitely. Hey, you can fill me in if you want. If you feel free. The only one that I heard of, I've actually heard of Kentucky Route Zero. Like I can't remember where, but I seen someone talk about it in a video. I'm not sure where, but I've heard the title before. But that's all I know of it. But yeah, Tell Me Why is the only one I've really heard of as well. So we're going to move on to best performance. Now, this category, I imagine there's some people pretty triggered by this because, I mean, people were triggered by this game. But Ashley Johnson is Ellie in The Last of Us Part 2. Laura Bailey is Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. Then we have, I'm going to butcher the dude's name. Do you want to try to pronounce that guy's name?
Uh, Datsuki Suji Asjin Sakai.
As Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima. Then we have Logan Cunningham as Hades from Hades. And Najid Jeter, I'm probably butchering that name too, as Miles Morales and Spider-Man Miles Morales. So my vote goes to Ellie. Controversy. Probably someone's going to be unhappy with that, but, don't care. That was a tough pick for me, as I'm a huge Last of Us fan. Those are both amazing characters. Both played really well. So it was a tough pick for me. Tatsuki Suzui, or whatever I pronounce the individual's name, the guy who played Jin Sakai of Ghost of Tsushima, he did an awesome job, but it just didn't have, I guess, the impact on me as The Last of Us did. And as, like I said, I never played Hades, and I haven't played enough Miles Morales to really form a big opinion on his performance. But yeah, I mean, yeah, my pick's got to be Ashley Johnson as Ellie.
Well, I think like The Last of Us, either part one or part two, they're narrative driven games, right? So like the performance matters so much in those.
Yeah.
So, these games would definitely be on a whole other level compared to, Spider-Man or Ghost of Tsushima, which I am assuming was also narrative driven, but probably not to that extent. So it only begs to reason that, one of these two would win.
And the thing is, too, they're both amazing. They're both amazing people. I've watched multiple interviews. I was actually lucky enough to be in the Game Awards Zoom call with the both of them. Like they're like I've followed like some of Ashley Johnson's career since she was Ellie. Like I watched like interviews with her, multiple ones. Even she was on a TV show that I watched for a while, and like Laura Bailey's been in like 9 million video games. Like she's got a phenomenal career, and she does an amazing job in everything I've ever known her to be in. So it was a really tough pick for me, but I mean, I picked Ashley Johnson for that. And it sucks that they're against each other because both of them are deserving of the award. So
I'll play devil's advocate. I'll pick Abby.
there you go. There you go. You bastard. I knew you would. Hate you now.
I hate you too, man.
Okay, good. Nice. So, best audio design. So, recognizing the best audio in game and sound design. So, we have Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and Last of Us Part 2. Best audio design. Doom, really, to me, Doom Eternal is more about the soundtrack.
Yeah, the only design that comes into that is like the fact that it changes with the game, right? So like if you're in a low action area, then the soundtrack kind of fades out and is more somber. So you don't have like just a linear soundtrack. So that aspect's kind of cool, but literally the only reason that it's here is because Mick Gordon made chugga chugga sounds on a guitar that everyone really liked and gets people amped up. So
yeah, very true, very true. Half-Life Alyx, the sound design and the audio design in that was awesome. Like there's some, like from like I said, I never played it, but I watched a lot of video. Like the sound of like items as they fall and they interact with each other in the game all seems to work really well. So I can speak from watching videos how well it is. Ghost of Tsushima, the sound of that game was good. To me, it was more probably some of the subtle stuff, but just I don't know. I mean, it was good, but I don't know if there was anything in it that would really I can think back that blew me away. Resident Evil 3, I didn't play it. The Resident Evil games are usually pretty decent for kind of small round stuff, but I mean, I don't know if I'd pick it for audio design, but I never played it, so I can't speak on it.
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 2 got mine because um, there was like the ambiance of the game, like when you're in certain areas and stuff, just the sound and the listening, and like the weapons, like they sounded so crisp and like they sounded like real and it's up to me. Like that's where it more drew me in that type of environmental stuff. Um, I'm kind of torn because, like I said, I watched some Doom Eternal stuff, and that soundtrack really makes a fucking difference. You know, I mean, I don't know what the game be like without that fucking soundtrack, to be honest. Like, it'd be still good. I mean, I'm not knocking the game saying it sucks other than the music,
It
but I
would be
mean,
like it would be like being the only sober person at a Coke party.
there you go. Yeah.
Without that soundtrack, Doom would just be like, I don't. It wouldn't be as interesting because that soundtrack, it gets you going. The bum 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 bum, and then you're like, oh my god, I just want to fucking kill some demons. And without that, you're like, I
I
guess
guess
I
I'll
could
shoot
shoot
that guy.
that flaming thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Go
it
over
definitely
here.
pushes you and stuff. So we're gonna get into that now because we're talking about best score in music. So for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original songs, and or licensed soundtrack. So we have Doom Eternal, which is a no-brainer. We have Final Fantasy VII Remake. We have Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and we have The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I hold the music in The Last of Us Part 2 pretty close because Gustavo Sandala, if I'm pronouncing his last name probably horribly wrong, he done the music for and the score for the original Last of Us, and that music was just it fucking awesome. I love it. It just and usually music in games, I don't pick up on a lot of it. A lot of times I turn the music down so I hear the game, I hear the audio. Like if there's shooting, I want to hear that. If there's action in game, that's what I want to listen to. So a lot of time I turn the soundtrack down, not all off, but usually down a bit in my games, just because I've always done it. But it holds a special place because of the work he's done in the original Last of Us, and the stuff that he's done in this game is just fucking awesome as well. But then we fall back to Doom Eternal and that face melting, and that's not even talking about the fucking face melting in the game. I'm talking about the music in the game is face melting.
Oh, dude, his chugga chuggas. They're so
It's
good.
so hard to pick a winner.
Like in Doom, when you're entering a room and like you've gone from a room where you're doing nothing, you're going into a room where you know there's going to be action. You hear in the distance just a bum 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 bum, and it just keeps getting louder and you're louder. And you're like, yes,
You know
shit is about to go down. You're ready to just like
exactly.
fucking smash your controller through your table and flip your TV and just lose your shit and rock through your wall. That's what Doom Eternal soundtrack does to me.
Well, there you go.
But on the flip side, I've heard The Last of Us Part Two's soundtrack, and it's good. I've also heard Final Fantasy VII Remake soundtrack, and that is a beautiful composure of like orchestrated symphonies and stuff. So it's a hard choice because all of these games probably have some really beautiful music. Doom Eternal's music is just on a different level. Like it's part of the game. Without it, the game would suck.
Yeah, like that's where my choice is difficult because, like I said, the Last of Us Part Two, because I know the composer because of his work in previous titles, and like I mean, listening to his I watched an interview and stuff after the Last of Us came out and talking about how he made the music and how he comes up with it and just listening to him talk about it and how he works and stuff. It was so interesting. And the dude's like super fucking chill and it's like how do you not like the guy? Like, but then Mick Gordon just like, hey, I'm here to melt your fucking face.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm a metalhead, so I mean,
Oh yeah, dude. When they released the Doom Eternal soundtrack on Spotify, I had that on repeat for like 2 weeks. Every day I'd go to work and get out of my car just fucking jacked, ready to start the day.
I'm ready to read the news.
Get upstairs. Today in the fucking news.
Slamming the chair against the fucking window, ripping the soundproofing off the walls, chewing through the side of the desk. Till the manager comes in going, "You can't listen to that soundtrack anymore."
Yeah, I'm gonna cancel the Spotify. Just no more.
So yeah, so that's a tough decision for me because of how much that makes the game for Doom Eternal. So it is a tough choice for me.
Yeah, same here. I don't know that I can actually definitively choose one because to me, music in games matters a lot. I'm such a fan of beautiful scores in games, or like scores that match the ambience of the game. Like if you're in a really dreary, like dreadful part of the game, and you have like this somber tone, it just matches
Yeah.
so
Oh,
well.
definitely, definitely. When you're playing something that, like I said, it's the same when you're watching a movie and stuff, and they use the right tempo and the right score to emphasize a feeling in a game. I mean, that makes a difference. And so yeah, so I mean, it's same for me with the music in this. I don't know where to pick. Difficult. So we're gonna move on to best art direction. So it says for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Now, I'll go through the nominees. Like I said, we're running into the same problem we ran into before. A lot of them have repeated, and a lot of them we haven't played. Is we have Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and The Last of Us Part 2. Now, my initial thought on this topic was Ghost of Tsushima. Even though Last of Us Part 2 is in here, Ghost of Tsushima had some amazing set pieces. I'm not saying The Last of Us Part 2 didn't have some amazing set pieces, because it did. But when you're talking to, when you go right down to animation, like The Last of Us Part 2 was fucking flawless in my mind. Ghost of Tsushima, as it was a fucking stellar game. It looked amazing. It played really well. It Some of the animations may not have been. I played The Last of Us Part 2, and then I played Ghost of Tsushima, right? So I came from playing one of the technical masterpieces to a game where, being an open world game and being, a heavy combat style game with a touch of fantasy mixed in, not all the animations of things were perfect. So it's kind of hard to really compare those two, but um, Ghost of Tsushima just was a beautiful game, and the colors of everything was so vibrant, and there was meaning to a lot of stuff, and there was like just I'm gonna give it to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I think that game really went for the artistic design in the look of it. Uh, Even the trailers I saw of it, it looked beautiful, not necessarily in a graphical sense, like you said, some of the animations were off, but in just an environment sense, like you know, seeing the cherry blossoms fly by or seeing the battle scene, stuff like that. It really showcased, what this game was trying to show.
Exactly. And I mean,
So
like I
I
said, The
think,
Last of Us, like, just the grittiness and the after the apocalypse, just it's just amazing how things in that game was. But yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna go straight up just like art because of the style and the scope of what they done in the art style of that game, I'm gonna give it to Ghost of Tsushima. I'm not taking away from anybody else, because I mean, I've seen a little bit of Hades. I've seen a trailer for Will of the Wisps. I mean, Last of Us Part 2 is my game of the year. Spoiler. If anyone who knows me already knows it anyways. But Final Fantasy VII Remake 2, I've seen some of that, and the game looks fucking cool.
yeah, but I think it's kind of cheating. Final Fantasy VII Remake is kind of cheating to be in this because this is since the '90s. Any Final Fantasy VII fan has seen this game as this. This is what they wanted because they did the cutscenes in the full 3D real time. This was the first game that they did that in. And to have the entire game like that, it's what we've always expected. And so I can't really say that it's a technical achievement in artistic design because it's just giving us what we wanted. So, but I mean, it looks fucking great. I won't take that away.
All right. So now we're going to get into best narrative. So for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. So we have 13 Sentinels. Aegis Rim?
I think it's Aegis Rim.
Aegis Rim. Never heard of the game.
Neither have I.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Last of Us Part 2. You're seeing a pattern here, which is usually how it goes for...
It's telling me I really need to play Hades because I've never fucking heard of this game.
No, I heard of it. I had watched a little bit of gameplay, but I never really studied much into it. But yeah, I might have to take a little deeper look into it. So, like I said, I've only played 2 of these games. And I mean, the narrative of Ghost of Tsushima was good. I enjoyed it. But The Last of Us Part 2, for me, is best narrative, in my opinion. Like I said, because I can't form it off every title. So, I mean, like I said, everyone's opinions is going to be different anyways. But to me, best narrative to me was The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I mean, any review I've ever seen or read or heard of that game, it has always been on the story that it tells. So it only seems like the right choice.
But I mean, like I said, the Ghost of Tsushima story was good too, and they had there was a lot of good side quests, and the stories were fleshed out really well. But yeah, to me, it's like the story of what it is holds true for Last of Us Part 2. So we're going on to best game direction. It's awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovative in game direction and design. So this one, we're going to get into the typical. It's got Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, and Last of Us Part 2. So this is another tough category for me because, I mean, it's like the vision of what Ghost of Tsushima was awesome. The game was beautiful in design and like I said, a big open world game that looked that good and played the way it played and had some good story pieces. Yeah, some of it was a little predictable, and there was some kind of, I don't want to say cringy, but just kind of like, yeah, that you knew what was going to kind of happen and what was going to be. But I mean, that happens in a lot of games. But I mean, Last of Us Part 2. I mean, I'm like spoilers because I'm like imagine anyone who's probably played it by now or knows about it. The fact of, and I'm hoping this falls in their game direction. The fact that Abby kills Joel, and you fucking hate her, and then all of a sudden, the game halfway through flips and makes you play as Abby to learn her story, to learn where she come from. Never saw that coming in 1,000 years. And at first, when I realized, I'm like, and the same as if you listen to one of the early reviews that I've done on the game with Gladys the Baker, it's like I don't want to care about Abby. I don't care. I don't want to care. I don't want to know. I want to get back. But the more I played the game and the more you played as that character and experienced her story, it was impressive. So to me, if that falls in her game direction, this definitely is Last of Us Part 2.
That's like the biggest, that's like the best betrayal by a game developer. It's just like, we're going to give you this character and you're going to grow to resent every breath they take. And then, hey, guess what? You get to play the rest of the game as this character you fucking hate. That's a great reversal.
But then because then it gets you puts you walk a mile in someone else's shoes, right?
Yeah.
And I mean you learned, I mean, like, not to get in great depth with the whole story, but I mean, hers was based all on revenge. So she came to kill Joel because Joel killed her father. That's why. And So I mean, she was the bad guy in this story, but she was the good guy in her story. So it was so awesome. So I mean, that's why. I mean, Last of Us Part Two gets game direction for me.
Yeah, I think, it really shows the whole not every story is as linear as you think. So for creative vision, it definitely wins for that. Um, for me, though, if we go with innovation, I got to go with Half Life Alex.
Yeah, see, that's the kicker, right?
Yeah, because, man, you know, all of these games are good, but none of these games play the way that Half Life Alex plays. And it's not even because it's on a different medium, but because of that unique physics engine where like you said earlier, you could take a marker in game, and I saw someone write their physics homework on the like whiteboard and the windows and everything. They did their homework in the fucking game. So
Exactly.
for innovation, it has to go to Half-Life Alex, but for creative vision, I'd agree with you with Last of Us Part 2. So yeah, that's a hard one. That's a
Yeah,
real hard one.
because I mean, there's it almost needs to be a second separate category, you know, for because you creative vision and innovation in a game, direction and design. Because I mean, design is Half Life Alex, but direction and creative vision falls more under Last of Us. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a tough one, but yeah. So now we move on to Game of the Year. So we have Doom Eternal, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing, and Last of Us Part 2.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is a kid's game.
Yeah. I was surprised that it was nominated for Game of the Year.
I am and I'm not.
I
I am because it sticks out so much, but I'm not because like it came at the perfect time.
Yeah, it did. Definitely
I
did.
think that launch they couldn't have planned that better.
No.
The entire world goes into lockdown, and Nintendo's just like, hey, here's this game where you can just chill on an abandoned island and live your life out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay.
I'm in. Hello.
Yeah.
You
Take my money. I don't
know.
have much left because sir, but take it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't know anything of Animal Crossing. I think people kept talking about like I see posts online and oh Animal Crossing this and Animal Crossing that and then you got it and you streamed it that one night and I was like oh okay so this game actually is like got something to it okay I had no idea what it was I thought it was like a Pokemon style game right I had no clue
Mhm.
I figured you crossed animals and made new ones I actually had no clue what the hell it was about because I never played it never heard of it really before so when I was seen you playing I'm like okay so this has got some actual kind of cool depth to it. So whatever my wife was talking about, she wanted to get a Switch. She's a big Mario fan, as am I from my early years. So she got a Switch, and the more that I seen of Animal Crossing, the more I'm like that's a game that she would enjoy playing because my wife's like even though she plays it, she's my wife's not a gamer like I am. Like she doesn't play anything that I play. Like she doesn't play Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima. She doesn't play PlayStation. She doesn't play like PC games. Like she plays like some mobile games on her phone and like her Switch. So this is the most gaming she's done in a long time. So it's a game for I don't want to say game for not gamers because I mean you're a gamer and I'm a gamer. We both play it. But yeah, I mean it's a game that can get people into playing video games.
Yeah,
So
for
yeah, I
sure.
mean, it deserves to be on the game of the year list, but I was surprised because of everything else that's on the list is his murder and violence and demons and
Like
everything else.
amazing stories, like just masterpiece tales, and then you have this game where you're like, hey, chill on a beach and fish for a few hours.
Yeah, I can catch wasps, I can catch fish, and yeah, it's just it's such a complete flip flop of titles on the front page. You had Doom Eternal and you got Animal Crossing. I mean, I guess you couldn't ask for a more diverse headline on the game of the year.
Yeah, ironically, the two games out of this that I have played was Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing, like polar opposites.
Yeah. So I guess I've actually played three of these titles. So, but like I said, I already spoiled it. I said my game of the year is Last of Us Part Two. And I mean, like
Yeah,
I'm not taking away like to the other games because like I said, Animal Crossing is a boatload of fun, and it is kind of addictive.
yeah. I think honestly, if I were to be honest with myself, my choice for game of the year would have to be Animal Crossing,
Really?
just on the fact that I have dumped so many hours
Yeah.
into this game. It is probably my number one played game. No Man's Sky would probably be second, but this would be my number one played game of 2020. Um, uh, just because it is so chill, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what we needed at this time. So,
Well,
um,
yeah, I'll speak to it because I mean, I wasn't really playing anything. After I beat Last of Us Part Two and Ghost of Tsushima, I kind of didn't really hardly play anything. And
yeah,
like I said, I was watching my play Animal Crossing. I'm like, okay, looks kind of fun. I'm gonna make a character. So, and I mean, and it became something we've done together, and we've never not like we do stuff together all the time, like but we never game together. So it got us like, oh well, I done this today, or I done that today, or let's go do this. Let's do this. Let's try this out on the island, and it became something we done together. So I mean, definitely
mhm.
it's high in my list. Surprisingly, as much as I kind of always poke fun at people playing it because, like I said, I didn't understand the game. It was more I'm making fun of my friends. I wasn't making fun of strangers and calling anyone names. I was just kind of teasing some of my friends that had played it and stuff. But I mean, yeah, I mean, legit, it's a legit game that it's actually fun to play. So yeah, I
Yeah,
see why it's on the list. But like I said, I was surprised at the same time.
yeah. It's definitely. I think it's up there just because it came in the right time and it brought people together at a time they couldn't be together. Right? People. I would say this game would be game of the year because it brought so many opportunities that couldn't be had in real life. You had kids who held graduations in this game who couldn't have a graduation because of, um, oh yeah, we're not trying to get monetized. COVID-19.
Yeah,
um,
we're not getting monetized. We just
yeah,
fucking let her fly.
exactly. You had people who had weddings planned to happen this summer. They couldn't do that. They held them in Animal Crossing. you know People wanted to get together and do fun activities. Well, they couldn't anymore, but fuck, they could log on to their Switch and do something on Animal Crossing. So I understand why it's game of the year, and for me it's game of the year for me because I played so much of it, and just like me and Kryn played this together, and it brought us closer through gaming at a time where everyone couldn't do things with each other. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like I said, it's not my game of the year, but like I said, surprisingly how much a lot of people needed this. And I mean, it definitely deserves an honorable mention for like sure because like I said, the stuff that it allowed people to do, and the fact of how chill it is, and that anybody can play it. Anybody can sit down and watch it. There's no violence. There's no cursing, swearing. There's no, other than hitting someone with a net by mistake when you go to talk to them, popping them in the dome. There's really no violence in this game at all. Like
That's how
it's
I did COVID tests when people came in my island.
smack them with a net.
Bop them with the net. Nah, you're clear.
Yeah, you're good. So that's my COVID test. Nice. But yeah, I mean, like it definitely is like after really considering it and actually thinking about what I did with my time outside of my job. Yeah, I mean, it definitely deserves a high honorable mention, but I I just can't say Last of Us Part Two isn't my game of the year.
Yeah, and I imagine if I had played something like that or like Ghost of Tsushima, I'd probably change my mind
Yeah,
just because, they seem like amazing games, but for what
yeah,
I did play, it was either that or Doom Eternal. And trust me, 2020 has been way too depressing for me to choose Doom Eternal.
yeah.
There's
2020,
two types of people out there.
2020
The
was Doom
people who
Eternal.
played Doom Eternal during the fucking pandemic, I don't want to meet them.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I mean, there it is, and I mean, like I said, it's definitely like there's been so much talk of everyone like Ghost of Tsushima Game of the Year, Ghost of Tsushima Game of the Year. I see a lot of people, Last of Us Part Two. I mean, I'm not saying that Animal Crossing ain't gonna get a lot of votes, but I'm saying, and to me, it always was seemed to be down to a two horse race. And no
Mm-hmm.
offense to the other titles, just because of what I've seen. Like every time I'm in a fucking like a live stream, and the second people start talking about Game Awards or Game of the Year or Ghost of Tsushima it's like, oh, Game of the Year, Game of the Year, Game of the Year. Like that's all I keep saying. Like it's like, wow, like can you talk about something else?
Mm.
Or people are slamming, The Last of Us Part Two. Yeah. I mean, someone said it's the worst game he ever seen, and he gave that review 8 minutes after the game was released, and he wasn't a reviewer. So yeah, I don't know how he still watched the whole game in 8 minutes. But anyways,
I want to know what his best game was.
yeah, that's what I'd like to know. Those people that
Fucking
hated on it,
Fortnite.
like how people hate on never played it.
Yeah.
I hate on Fortnite, but I actually played it. There's footage of me playing it somewhere. Probably still, maybe. I don't know. I tried to delete it.
I gotta see that.
No,
I don't think I was there for that.
You don't want to watch that. You don't want to watch me playing Fortnite. I played it once. No, I think I played it twice. Yeah, I played it twice. Yeah. Once for about 12 minutes. Jump, shotgun, jump, shotgun. I'm like, yeah, this game sucks. I'm done.
Hey, I mean, I take those skills into every shooter I play. Tarkov, I Fortnite jump across every fucking map.
Jump, shotgun. That's all you do.
Yeah.
It's Animal Crossing, jump, shotgun.
That's how I catch my shark.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the jump, shotgun in the Animal Crossing is catching a shark.
Except in Doom. In Doom, it's whip out fishing rod.
Jump, fishing rod.
Yeah.
Oh shit. This was a blast. I definitely needed this as well. I had a good time.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
When are the Game Awards?
December 10th.
Okay.
Same day that Cyberpunk 2020 is supposed to release.
Man. I'm so fucking hyped for that game, but I'm also so confident that it's never coming out.
There's a fella that's on Reddit that has said that he will eat a ghost pepper if this game doesn't get delayed again. So if this game comes out December 10th, dude is recording himself eating a fucking ghost pepper and posting it on Reddit.
Oh my god.
So I'm kind of hoping this game is out December 10th. Because there's going to be some sorry motherfucker eating a goddamn ghost pepper.
Oh, the headlines the next day. Man rushed to hospital as intestines start burning from the inside. His only words were, fucking Cyber 2077.
Yeah. Fuck you, CD Projekt Red. His asshole.
Delayed again, you bitch.
His asshole's gonna be CD Projekt Red.
No, dude.
Yep. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think they're on point. I mean, they just released a gameplay trailer for it, so I think we're on point now. I mean,
which did nothing but made me want it more. And okay, didn't they release it on the day it was supposed to come out?
Yeah.
What a fucking cock tease. They're like, hey, I know today's the day this game was supposed to come out. Here's another trailer for you just to keep you going.
Yeah, along with the 9 other delays they had.
Yeah.
But like I always said, I'd rather delay a game than play a broken game. So
I mean,
there's delay in a game.
I agree to a point, and we're fucking getting to that point.
If they post another Twitter with that horrible yellow text background, people are going to throw their phones, computers, and everything right out the window.
It's the thing of fucking nightmares. Every time I see that background, I'm like, oh god,
What now? And I know it's
here
other
we go
fucking
again.
so other people are doing it to troll now on fucking Twitter.
Oh yeah, I got caught by one a couple days ago, and I can't remember what it said, but it was a fake one. And I was scrolling real fast through Twitter because I was looking through something looking for something I saw earlier, and it caught my eye, and I was like, wait, I did not fucking see what I thought I saw. And I scroll up again, and I'm like, I see the bottom of it. I'm like, oh no, no, don't do this to me. And I scrolled up, and it was like some fake shit. I was like, I'm more mad at this.
What was it? KFC Gaming keeps talking about their console on Twitter, and they posted one of those yellow background messages. I'm like, oh
Oh my
my
god.
god, it's amazing. It should be meme of the year. Fuck.
Wait, they're saying they're making a console?
Yeah, they've been doing it for the last couple of weeks, or
That's
maybe
fucking
it's
great.
been months now. I don't know. It's some I don't know how it got started, but yeah, something about the KFC console or some shit. Remember
I'd
when I
buy it.
remember when
I mean,
remember when I streamed that fucking the KFC.
I was just about to bring that up. I was about to say, I mean, their fucking KFC game was pretty great.
I know. I ended up playing it for like what 10 minutes? Was that my or half an hour? Was that
Yeah,
my challenge?
3 hours later.
Yeah, and then 4 hours later, and many sexual innuendos. Like Rickline didn't get fucking banned for TOS.
I
It
was
was
so disappointed we didn't get to fuck the Colonel.
yeah, I know. I was disappointed too, Mr. Sexy Colonel. I wanted just to do dirty things to him with a bucket of chicken. Oh man, that was a blast. I didn't expect this to be as long as this turned out to be, but it was as fun as hell. So
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you stopping by and and help me not get monetized.
No problem. You ever need help not getting monetized again, just let me know. And
Uh,
I got books of material.
nice, nice. I appreciate it. So, like I said, if anyone has got anything interesting to add to this conversation, feel free to drop me a line on Twitter. Feel free to drop me a comment. This is going up on all the regular podcasting places, YouTube, Spotify, and Google. It's going to go everywhere. It's massive. All like 6 people that listen to this will enjoy it. So for the Mr. Nameless Cody, Channel 7, former fatty, Mr. Needs Money, I want to thank you for listening, and we'll see you all next time.
See ya.